Hey everyone, are you excited to dive into web development? In today's video, I'll show you how to use Visual Studio Code to create your website with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Whether you're just starting or looking to refresh your skills, I'll walk you through everything step by step. Visual Studio Code is a fantastic tool for web developers. It's user-friendly and packed with features that make coding a breeze. Together, we'll explore how to set up your project, write your HTML, add some stylish CSS, and bring it all to life with JavaScript. By the end, you'll have a solid foundation to build your web projects. But before we jump in, let me introduce myself. I'm Jasmine, and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid cybersecurity, ethical hacking, or cloud pro fast. Let's start the procedure by opening the Start menu and searching for the Visual Studio Code editor. For this, you must have Visual Studio Code installed already. From the search result, select the Visual Studio Code and then click on the Open button to open the Visual Studio Code window. After a couple of minutes or seconds according to your system specification, the Visual Studio Code window will appear exactly like this. From the Welcome tab of Visual Studio Code, select the Open Folder option, click on the File Navigation menu button, and from the drop-down select the Open Folder option to open a File Explorer window. From this window, you have to browse or move toward the directory where you want to create this HTML project, just like I am traversing to the desktop. I prefer to create a separate folder for each project to enhance searchability and prevent files from losing. So, I am going to right-click here, and from the option, I'll select the New option, and from these options I'll choose the folder as I desire to create a new folder. Next, assign it a meaningful name just like I am assigning, and after that, click on the Select Folder option. After clicking, this folder will open inside the Visual Studio, and now from here you can add, modify, or delete the content of this folder. Visual Code now asks about verifying the file author, so you must choose the Yes, I trust the author option. Now click on the folder name to check if it contains elements or files. And because we have just created this folder, that's why the folder will be empty, just like mine. Next, to the folder name, you can see small icons. The first icon is used to create a new file inside the selected folder, the second one creates a new folder, and the third one refreshes the folder content to appear in any new file. Lastly, the fourth icon allows you to collapse all opened files in the File Explorer section. Now let's create a file by clicking on the first icon and providing the name of your main HTML file. As a general rule of thumb, the first or main page of your website should be index. However, you can assign any name you want, it's up to you. To create an HTML file, set the file extension to .html. Now, open this file by clicking on the file and zoom in the window by pressing the Ctrl+Shift++ keys and adjust your Visual Code screen size as per your desire. Now, to enter the HTML code inside this file, we first have to create a tag named doctype and set it to HTML. This tag will tell the browser about the type of this file and execute this file as an HTML file. Now you can either write other compulsory lines one by one manually or use the shortcuts provided by the Visual Code to reduce your time, effort, and chances of errors. Type HTML, and as we are using the HTML5 version, which is currently in use, so hover over the second option, you can see that by selecting it, we can get the boilerplate template of HTML and click on it to insert this boilerplate in the current HTML file. Let me delete the line that I have entered manually because it comes with the boilerplate automatically. And let's explore these tags and their functionality as each of these tags performs vital tasks. We have already discussed the doctype HTML tag as it specifies the document type and version of HTML, HTML5 in this case. Moreover, it ensures that the browser renders the document in standard mode. If omitted, browsers might enter quirks mode, leading to inconsistent rendering of the page across different browsers. Next, we have an HTML tag having an attribute of lang, which has the value of en, specifying the language of the document. This tag indicates the start of the HTML document and defines the language used in the content, which is en. short for English in our case. The next tag is the head tag, which contains meta information about the document that isn't displayed directly on the web page, like title and links to resources. If omitted, the page may lack the necessary information for browsers and search engines. This meta information or data is inserted inside the meta tag. The first meta tag we have comes with the attribute of charset, specifying the character encoding for the document, ensuring proper text rendering. The next meta tag has the attributes of name, indicating the type of meta tag, and content, which currently shows the details of the meta tag, which is viewport in our case. The value this attribute contains will set the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device and set the initial zoom level. This line is specifically used to make your website responsive among all device screens. After that, we have a title tag that defines the title of the web page to be displayed in the Browser tab and is essential for user navigation and SEO. Finally, we have our body tag that contains the main content of your web page that is displayed to users. It marks the beginning of the visible content. Without this tag, the document structure would be incomplete and no content would render properly. Now save your file by pressing the Ctrl+S keys from the keyboard or by moving to the File tab and there selecting the Save option. After saving the file, open the File Explorer, traverse into the project folder, select the targeted HTML file, and open it by double-clicking on it. Here, you can see that our HTML file is opened in the web browser, and the website title is what we have set inside the visual code. Now, if we want to apply some changes, like if I desire to modify the title name just like I'm doing right now, then I have to again save the file and refresh the website in the web browser to see the modification on screen. There is no content to be displayed on the web page because we haven't entered anything yet inside the body tag. So, now let's head back toward the VS Code and enter your website heading or section name inside the H1 tag. This H1 tag applies some default styling to the provided text and makes them look like headings. Then, click on the File button, and from the drop-down list, select the Save button to save the HTML file. After that, open the web browser and refresh the HTML website to see the changes. And as you can see now, our text written inside the heading text is visible on the screen. Move back to the Visual Studio Code and now insert the P tag. It is short for paragraph tag, as this tag is utilized to display paragraphs on the web page, just like I am inserting a dummy paragraph inside this P tag. Now again, save the file by selecting the Save option from the File Navigation button drop-down list, open the web browser, and reload the website to get the latest version of your website. From the website, you can see the clear differentiation between the font styling of H1 and the P tag. After that, utilize the button tag, and from its name, this creates a button on your website. The name or value of that button can be inserted between the opening and closing button tags. Just like I have created a Click Me button, now again save the file using the File button or shortcut key and traverse to the web browser. There refresh or reload the web page to make the changes appear, and you can see that now the button appears on the web page. The next tag that we are going to use is Text Area. This tag contains a compulsory attribute of placeholder, which will appear inside the text area until the user doesn't type anything inside it. This tag is mostly used to get feedback, opinions, or details about the user experience. Now save the file, traverse to the web browser, refresh the website, and you can see the appearance of a text area. You can also increase or decrease the height and width of this text area by dragging its corners. Now, you have noticed that our button is placed next to the text area, however it should appear at the next line that is below the text area field. To send this element on the below line, we'll use another HTML tag named as BR tag. Now, when you save the file and refresh the website, you'll notice that our button is now moved down to the next line as required. Now, to make our coding faster and easier, let's install a couple of extensions in our VS Code. Click on the Extension button from the side menu bar and search for the Prettier extension. From the retrieved result, click the first one and check its authenticity by reviewing the number of downloads and ranking. Then, click on the Install button to start the installation procedure, which is going to take a couple of seconds. You'll see a success message along with the appearance of Disable and Uninstall buttons once the installation is completed successfully. Now, move back to the code where you can see that the code is not formatted correctly, and when you save the file, you'll notice that your HTML file got formatted automatically according to the HTML format rules. Next, again, open the extension search bar and search for the Live Server extension. This extension will execute your HTML website on default or specified local address port number and modify the changes in real time. By installing this extension, you can prevent your time from reloading the file again and again. From the search results, open the first line, check its downloads, author name, ranking, and then click on the Install button. After installation, again the success message will appear along with the Go Live button, which can be used to run the current HTML file on a web browser. Now, move back to the HTML file and do some modifications, like I am modifying the text of the H1 tag. Then, without saving your file, right-click on the HTML file, and from the options, choose the first option saying Open with Live Server. Then, wait for a couple of seconds to start and turn your file on the server. Once the server gets started, the information alert message will appear and your website will open automatically in the default web browser. On the browser, you can see that the live server is running on the server with the port number of 5500, while the old website that we have executed is running from the computer locally and showcasing the file path in the URL. Now, do some code modifications in the HTML file, and without saving the file, move towards the already running live server. And there you can see that the latest version of your HTML code is displayed on the web page without the reloading of the website. This will surely save your time a lot and make the website designing process smooth and faster. A website doesn't look like a website until it doesn't get styled. And for styling purposes, we use CSS short for cascading style sheet. To apply CSS, there are 4 ways, but here we are using the simple and faster one, where we can add styles inside the opening HTML tag names. Let's get started. To add styling to the H1 tag, we have to use the style attribute. And when you go to this attribute value part, the VS Code will show you multiple CSS properties which you can apply on this tag. You can either pick one from there or narrow down the CSS properties by searching for their name, just like I have found my color property. Once I select the VS Code, I will send the cursor next to the colon symbol where I have to specify the value for this color property, and you can either pick the value from the provided just like I am doing, or can write the values manually. In the same manner, you can also apply more than one CSS property on a single element, just like I am adding font family and font size CSS properties as well. Whenever you open the live server or your browser, you'll implement these codes in real time. Now, let's apply some CSS properties or styling to the HTML button to make it more prominent and eye-catching. Here, we are using the background color, border, padding, and margin properties. You can also apply these CSS properties to the main body tag, just like we have applied properties to other tags. By applying body tags, the styling will apply to the entire website, so be careful with it. It is beneficial if you want to apply the same font color, background, or font family to your entire web page, just like I am setting the font color of the entire web page to brown. Once applied, you'll notice that some parts' colors are changed to brown as expected, but the heading and button colors don't. So let me explain the issue here. The compiler first applied the body tag style to every containing element, then it moved down to the heading tag and noticed that its font style was set to Dodger Blue, so it modified the H1 tag font color to the Dodger Blue. Next, it moves downward and sees the P tag, and it has no color styling. So here it applies the one provided by the body tag and applies the same to the text area tag. As the button has also a color property, it prioritizes the button styling instead of body, and that's why leaves its styling alone. As an extra mile, you can insert images in your HTML web page by utilizing the img or image tag. This tag contains the required parameter of src, or source in which you have to insert the path of your image. As a recommendation, you first have to place the image file inside the same project directory for better management of assets, and as soon as you place the image will appear like this in the Visual Studio Code. From here, you can get a preview of the image by clicking on it. Next, right-click on the image file and choose the option of Copy Relative Path. It will copy the file path which you have to insert as the value for the src attribute. In case the image doesn't appear, gets deleted, or the format changes, then to cope with these situations, you have to use the alt attribute. In this attribute, you can add a line about the image so that the user understands what image is meant to display in this section. Along with this attribute, utilize and assign the values for the height and width image attributes to set a specific size of your image. Once you're done, head towards the web page and you can see that now the image is also inserted on the web page with specified size guidelines. With HTML and CSS, you now have the structure and style of a website, but adding JavaScript will take it to the next level with interactivity. To make the most out of JavaScript, though, it's crucial to understand some core concepts. If you're ready to deepen your skills, check out my video, 10 JavaScript Concepts You Must Know. This will help make sure your fundamentals are strong so you can confidently build interactive web elements. And that's a wrap on our journey into creating a website using Visual Studio Code. As you continue your web development journey, don't forget to experiment and practice. The more you play around with these languages, the more comfortable you'll become. And remember, resources like online tutorials and documentation can be beneficial. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What projects are you planning to create? Share your ideas in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video, where we'll dive deeper into the world of web development and tech skills. Keep coding, and remember, you're just getting started. Check out the video on the right for more content to help you develop your IT career.